Prove your freedom.
Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
I love Mr. T. The man had his own breakfast cereal. How many people have their own breakfast cereal? I think Reggie Jackson had his own candy bar. Not many people can pull off that kind of stuff, folks. But there are people in the world who can pull off all kinds of garbage. And they use a universal SHTF tactic. Yes, they do. Now, our tactic as the people is to be prepared. Go to thepreparedmind.club, C-L-U-B, thepreparedmind.club. We've got stuff there for food, actual commando chow. We've got water filtration. Okay, we've got clothing, we've got equipment, we've got self-defense, we've got bulletproof and tactical vests. We've got everything there available through our links at thepreparedmind.club. Do not overlook that valuable resource. It is an incredible opportunity to get prepared now because, folks, the universal SHTF tactics are being played out again. So thank you so much for that. Do all you can. Share the internet address with everyone. Hit the like button, thumbs up. That's kryptonite to YouTube. It shows them how stupid they are. We have one of the highest, if not the highest, thumbs up ratio, right? Thumbs up ratio to views on videos because of you guys. That tells YouTube, right, knock it off. We see your tactics. That's okay, though. We're going to keep fighting the good fight. That's what we do. Boy, I tell you, we got a problem going on, folks. These tactics I was just discussing, they're happening up in Canada. They're happening in France now. They're happening in Europe, over in Ukraine. It's always the same tactics. Tyranny, evil uses the same playbook again and again and again. Be ready. Be prepared. So let's start with Canada. Justin Trudeau and his Declaration of Emergency Act wants to crack down on the Freedom Convoy protesters because they had the audacity to stop commerce in a couple of Canadian cities. Well, Trudeau stopped commerce in the whole damn country. And these other political leaders stopped commerce in the whole world for weeks and weeks and months and years. Unbelievable. So the Canadian Civil Liberties Association, not the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, this is the CCLA, Canadian Civil Liberties Association, has spoken out against Trudeau and what he's doing with this emergency act. Folks, tyranny knows no bounds. It uses the same tactics. We've seen them again and again. Do not believe they're just going to stop. Even when you shine light on these cockroaches, they don't stop. I'm going to give you a little piece of what the CCLA says. The Emergencies Act in Canada can only be invoked when a situation seriously threatens the ability of the Government of Canada to preserve the sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity of Canada, and when the situation cannot be effectively dealt with under any other law of Canada. So essentially, sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity, meaning is another country invading or impeding Canada's national security interests? The answer, obviously, is there's no other country doing that. No. So, yeah, they're acting outside the legislation. Once again, only if it cannot and also cannot be dealt with under any other law. Meaning, is there any other way to deal with the problem? Once again, there's a lot of different ways the problem can be dealt with. Number one, let's say, give the people of Canada back the rights that have been stolen by the Canadian government. But remember, folks, universal SHTF tactics are being deployed. Like Hitler, like Stalin, like Mao, protesting or rioting in the name of the current regime is okay, like Antifa and BLM. That's allowed. But when you oppose what they're doing, they crack down on that. Same with Hitler, same with Stalin. These same SHTF tactics were employed by them. And they went around and rounded up their own protesters they used to love, their own people, other people that all of a sudden woke up and said, well, I guess we should protest too. We're seeing the same tactics play out. And we're seeing, yes, indeed, listen to this. In Canada, they're changing the definition of words, right? It is, as we all know around the world, the wrong thing is to fund terror organizations. That's right. Sending money to terrorist organizations is illegal, and it should be. But what they're saying is that if you crowdfund, if you use Give, Send, Go, or any other technique to give money to Canadian protesters, that is terror funding. Can you believe that? That's why in Hitler's land and in Stalin's land, you're a protester for their cause, and you're a saboteur and terrorist when you go against their cause. Here we are in Canada. And these protesters have gone from being protesters to being, right, the antithesis of what government wants. So they are now terrorists, and you would be a terrorist funder. They're using the Emergency Act, folks, unlawfully. This is more and more SHTF tactics playing out. This is what they do. Now, on top of everything else, what haven't we discussed? False flag tactics. That is creating an event using agents provocateur, using secret police, secret service, undercover police, whatever you want to call them. Or you could even call them mercenaries, or you could describe them as government contractors who are hired to commit acts which could then be blamed on the opposition that the government once quelled. In other words, discredit them, hurt their image in the public eye so they are no longer supported by the public. The government of Canada has been really pushing to discredit their people and say that this is just a bunch of rednecks, it's a bunch of right-wing extremists. That's what they're pushing for. That's what they're pushing for, is to discredit them. And so this is what's going on. Remember that truckload of guns, over 2,000 guns was stolen? Folks, Canada doesn't have guns the way we have in America. They have guns, but not like we do. So why would a truck be carrying over 2,000 guns? And why would a cargo of such import, why would cargo of such important stuff not have a chaser vehicle or two? So this truck was stolen. So Freedom Convoy organizers say that they've notified police that there's a nefarious plan to discredit them, and that they believe and have evidence, right? Because there are certain people who don't fit in with their crowd who are milling about, and they think that these weapons, right, are going to be planted to discredit them and then give the government the pretext to forcibly remove peaceful protesters under the guise of, hey, we've got real terror action here. There's now guns in Ottawa. This is just straight down the line SHTF tactics. We've described them all, folks. We've described them all, and they play out in every country at every time. The changing of words, sophistry by government, the ignoring of rules. Okay, they love to do that. and then false flags. This is all playing out. Are you prepared? Support Canada. Support the free people of Canada. Chance favors the prepared mind, folks. It can happen here too. It's happened in the past. It's going to happen again. It's happening in France right now as they protest. Godspeed to you all. Semper Fi. And are you prepared? Get to thepreparedmind.club. Share this video with others. And I'll see you. I'll see you tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to do Sunday Night Live on Tuesday. And it's going to be a raucous good time. I'll see you there.